Welcome to this particular part of our, dynamic dashboard inside Microsoft Power BI. So where we can actually flip these particular cards to see more insight, as you can see right here is very dynamic. So we can actually flip it from here and everything just get flipped for us, and we can actually unflip it. And we have a hidden slicer that we can actually use to actually filter our dashboard right here. And over here we have this particular tooltip that actually give us more insight about what we have as a chart, and we can actually use the same tooltip right on this particular map right here. It's something very dynamic, and I believe you would love to actually have this created. So if that is what you want, let's get started. Over here we have the percentage of revenue that we have lost. So what did we do here? Let me show you the measure. So if you click on this particular percentage lost revenue here, it's going to give you this. So what we are doing here is to divide the total lost revenue by the gross revenue that we have. And that will give you the percentage, which is this right here. Can you see it now? So it's so simple. And that thing we want to add right now is just for we to make sure, first of all, we change this color. So I want to come over to here, and under here now, this is the negative thing. So I'm going to use red. Or you can choose this particular red right here. It's the same thing. So this is what I want to actually use. So the next thing right now is to actually add a commentary or caption, whatever you want to call it. So let us use a commentary. So over here, you right click and create a new measure inside your lost revenue folder. So create a new measure. So this could actually be set by the company you're working for, or the management will do this, or your manager can actually get this done. So let me show you what I'm trying to do here. So it's going to be caption, lost revenue. So before we go further, what I'm trying to do is going to be, if a particular, I'm going to just create something here. For now, we're going to have some couple of errors, but don't worry, I'm going to fix those errors in no time. So what I'm going to do now is just that if, a percentage here, which is this particular percentage here, if it is less than or equal to 0.05, that is 5%, then what we want to see is to show that this is excellent, right? Which means the cancellation is not really much right here. Otherwise, if this same lost revenue here is actually less than 10%, that is 10% here, less than or equal to 10%, that's going to be good. It's not too low again. Then if it is actually within 20% here, then this means it's just fair, not really some kind of bad. But if it is some kind of greater than either of those numbers I've just listed now, then we need to actually, have a caption or a commentary that shows attention needed, right? So let's see how we can do that. So over here, I'm going to do, I think we already have that percentage. So all we just have to do is just to store the percentage to make it easy for us here. So PCT. So we go for so here we go. So we're going to close it. So under here now, we're going to do return. Under return, we do switch true. So over here, you can use the if function, but you would have to be repeating the if over and over again. To avoid that, just use the switch function. So when we switch, and this underscore PCT here is less than or equal to 0.05, that is 5%. What we want to see this time around is going to be excellent, right? So space, outstanding, booking, conversion. Can you see it now? So we put a comma again here. So this time around, we go into here and we say if this is actually less than or equal to 0.10, that is going to be 10%, right? So put a comma here, and over here I'm going to do good, right? So space, so high booking conversion, right? Put in that comma again. So underscore, this one is less than or equals to, let's do 0.2, 0.20. So here is gonna be just a fair result. Then over here we're gonna do consider improving. Conversion, whatever. It depends on what you want to put right there. So other than this now, what we need to show here is going to be needs attention. So space, low booking conversion. So we close and we hit our enter key. This is all we need to do. So we're going to copy this and actually create the conditional formatting for it. You understand? Conditional formatting is going to be this one. So let us go ahead and copy this. So before we do that, let us push this one into the card. This is what we have here. Can you see it now? So we just have to quickly go over to this and turn it off. Over here, let's do with 16. So with 16 now, we're good to go. So I want to show you, I want to show something that can actually be visible to all of us. For now, let us make it at, let's do 40. So we can see it now. So we want to put a conditional formatting on this. And if we start to actually play around with this now, nothing happened, is still some kind of flow, right? Okay. So we're within 20% here, but it's above 20%. This is not changing. So let us go over to our calendar table here. I'm going to bring in the year and convert the year calendar into a slicer like this. So let's go for a particular year. So before then, we go over here and we select tile. Tile here. So let's select 2022 or 2023. So 2022, there is no value. It's actually blank. There is no single value for the selected month. If I unfilter right now, we now have some couple of values right here for the selected year. So this is where you have to actually write what I call error handling, function to get things done right here. So if I select right now, can you see we have blanks everywhere? So I'm going to leave you to this. But if need be, I can actually come over here and show you what I'm talking about over here. Let's do this. So we can come over here now and click on this. I'm going to show you an example. Then we're going to come over here and use the if function to say if this here, everything here, if it is equals blank, then give me 0. Otherwise, you want to repeat the same thing over here. So let's see. Paste it here. Then go ahead and close your if here and hit your enter key. So if you look at this right now, this code is not looking beautiful, right? And I don't like it. I'm going to show you how to actually work around it. If we go back right now, we have 0%. Instead of us having that particular blank we have right here, you can replicate the same thing for all those ones here. right? So let's go back and make it better. So the first you need to do is to Ctrl Z to take it back to the original position. You met it, which is something like this. So place this one inside a variable. This is where variable is going to work for you. So underscore, you can name this one to PCT and put an equal sign here. Then come over here, highlight it, tab key to indent it. And once you're done, go over here and do return. Under return right now, you can actually say, okay, if then you use an underscore, this is equals, if it is equals blank, then give me 0, otherwise give me underscore PCT, and you go ahead and close this, right? So here we go. If you can see how clean it is right now, you don't have to repeat this particular divide, lost revenue, and all of that again. So it will give the same exact result. It's all about readability and making it easy to read and writing fewer codes than you would have ever done. So if we go back here right now, we still have this. So let us select 2023 here and see what happens. So now here we go. Can you see now? So 2024 here gives us values. So this is what I'm talking about. So if you look at this right now, here we have 0.05%, and immediately this particular message here changes. So it says excellent, outstanding booking conversion. This is where we have to look at the kind of, conditional formatting we can actually show right here. So let us click on this one, and over here we copy. So once copied, we go over here, right click, and new measure. So we paste this one over here, and I can just call this one CF. So conditional formatting, caption, lost revenue. So you can leave it that way. So this time around, we just want to get off this away from here. And to make it very easy, inside it right now, we are going to type in some couple of hex code for green. When it is this particular, excellent, outstanding booking conversion, we want to see green, and you just do this. So let us do 4CAF. So 4CAF. It doesn't matter. Oh, sorry. I think CAF. You can use caps or you can actually use lowercase, whatever. So we do 50. So this is for green. Then we can actually do another color for what? We do another color for light green. For light green, we're going to do, hash BBCA. I think it's BBC 4A. Then the next one, this one now should be light. I think it's going to be something fair amber color. So we're going to do hash again here. So with the hash key, we do FFC107. And for this particular one, we just want to use red color. And this red color should match the red colors we have been using before. So for the time being, let me keep it that hash, F44336, 44336. So I hit my enter key. This will create what I want for me. Okay. So now this red color is different from the red color we have been using. We are going to update it later after all, but for the time being, let us go ahead and format this by clicking over this one and click over the colored value over here. So let's go for the field value this time around. CF we choose to get to lost, and the CF we have right here. So under lost revenue, don't we have CF? CF capture, okay, this one here. So click. This is the green color we have right here. So let's see if we have it now on anything that has to do with red color. This is what we have right here. The red color does not correspond to this very one, so we have to change it. So all I have to do is to click on this one, come over here, go to more colors, and copy the hex code I have here. And let's go over to this particular caption, this CF here, then just paste this one over here. Remove one of the hashes. then you have this. So the color will be, the red color will be a bit deep, not as light as this one right now. So can you see what I'm talking about? This is what you have. So now we need to actually use this somewhere. Where can we put this right now? Let us go with something like 16. Not too bad. So I can just minimize it and keep it somewhere below here. So we're going to look for, I think this particular font here is okay. So we have something like this here. So once we are done, I'm going to get into the insert and go over to this particular shape and pick up this line. So we have a line inserted for us now. So we'll bring this particular line down. So we now keep it somewhere around here to form a divider for us, right? So make sure it covers to the edge here. So take it up a little bit. So once done now, we step into here and is actually border. So click on it and let's go over here now. Let us increase, sorry, not the transparency, the width. So can you see the weight we have right now is 7. So let us choose to use something like 5. Okay, 5 is not bad. So I want to use the same color I have right here. So I have to go ahead and pick this particular color. Or still, you can guess it, maybe. Let's go with this one. Okay, it's not bad, but a little bit bad because this one is more darker than this one, and we need exactly this same color right here. So we have to go to PowerPoint and pick it up. So we're back to PowerPoint. Click on this particular part here without clicking on any of the cards or objects. Then click over here, more colors. So it's either you pick the hex code or you pick the RGB color. So we go back here now. So we click on this and we step into the border area here. So more colors, we paste in this one. Now we have this. So this is what we have right now. It looks like this. I'm going to bring this down a little bit. So I want to have something like this created. So on this one, we have a white background on it. We just have to go ahead and turn it off. So make sure you click on size and style. So nicely done. So here we go. We have this. Can you see it now? So what happens if we start clicking around to see in a different month? Now it says excellent, outstanding booking conversion. So you can look at this now. Despite that this one is still on green, this is where you can actually use the same conditional formatting on this one. Can you see it now? Let us use the same conditional formatting on this particular one. So all we have to do is to go over here and we click on this one and we click over to the field value over here. You do serve and we choose this one. You click on OK. So can you see? So what happens if we start messing around with this? We're now in August. So you see here, so you can now see this now. This is 15.05. If we now go back to this particular part of the caption right now, 15.05 is between this particular this particular line of code right here. That was what we actually defined right there, and we now have it exactly. Can you see what we have done right here right now? So I believe must have gotten exactly what we have done here, created. So if you look at this now, this particular percentages here, some kind of extend beyond what we have shown. I just have to make sure I some kind of stretch it. Click on this one to stretch it as well. So you can now push this one inside a little bit. So just push it. Click on this one to push it inside a bit. Then that would give you something like this. Okay, if you look at this one now, we have it pointing up, right? We have it pointing up. What seems to be wrong with this? We should have the arrow pointing down. So let's go ahead and click on this one. We're going to make a verification of what is going on now. So we come over here, we click on this. So the CF we are seeing, the CF we are seeing here is net revenue. So we cancel away from here. We click on this particular one. So we have lost. Oh yeah, sorry, we did create that. I presume here, let's see CF lost revenue. Yeah, this is correct. It's not bad. It's correct. It's pointing up and it's giving us red. That was because we conditioned it to be just like this. So this is working so fine. Make sure you verify every single figures you have right there, percentages, the text and everything to make sure you have it accurately. All right. Let's go ahead and hide this. So make sure you click on this selection here, click on this and have it hidden. And as well this one, have them hidden. So in case you cannot find them in the same, spot, just like what I've done now, that means this one might actually be beneath here like this. So you can actually click on this particular arrow up here to actually shift it to the particular spot you want to actually have it right in. Okay. So what are we trying to do now? So if you go back to the PDF or to the sketching rather, and as well the PDF, you will notice that we wanted to create a particular map that shows, where our revenue is coming from based on nationality and location. So what are we trying to do? If you check the PDF or the sketching we have is there. Okay. So the next thing we need to do right now is to go back to our PDF or our sketching to look at what is next. So the next thing we have to put right here is actually a map. This map shows the nationality and the revenue we have generated from those particular locations. It's something very simple. All we have to do is to make sure we actually go over to here under our dataset and we locate where we have nationality right in. We bring it in here. So it's going to actually come in as a chart, as a default chart. So let's see, why is not up yet? So here we have it just as a table, right? So the next thing we need to do right now is to bring into it, our revenue, which is the net revenue here. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this. This is my net revenue. So once we do this now, it will show up as this kind of chart. So what we want is not this. We want to actually have it as a map. So we have map here. If I click on this particular map right now, so nothing seems to happen yet. Still, it doesn't really give us what we want. So let us go ahead and drag this particular from legend to location here. So once we have done that, we should be expecting to see something happen. And now it does happen. So if you want this to give you automatically plot it inside a chart for you or a map for you, what you need to do for the first time is just to make sure you click on this particular nationality here, go over here, it's under uncategorized, then click over here and select country. If it is continent, select continent. If it is state or province or country here, you do that. So mine is country, so I can map it just like this. So with ease, when you click and actually, select the table, it would automatically select a particular map for you. So let's try that and see if that is true. So now I just go ahead and click on this one here. Let's see what happens. Can you see it now? Without me doing that selection myself, now we have it plotted inside a map. We don't have to do it, manually. So because we have actually categorized it as a country, right? So let's go ahead and remove this. So this is what you have. There are different designs you can actually use for this. So let's go over to this format here. Under map settings here, you can choose to get to use this particular, light version here, which will match your background here. Can you see? It matches this color. And there are several ones you can use. You can use the dark version here. So this wouldn't match our dashboard because we don't have much black aside the text right here. So you can just go ahead and get the road one used. And there are several ones you can actually use to get what you want done, created, right? Okay. Now, this is when you do not have a Power BI service account, right? If you look at it right now, I'm signed in into my Power BI account and I'm using the Novi Pro one, not my company's, account. This is just private to me. So in case you don't have this and you don't have, a working email and you want to create one, just say, I want to create one on the comment section. I'm going to actually send you a video that will actually teach you how to create a free account for Power BI service that you can actually use for your project. So let us assume you have it already. This particular time, we're going to get a custom chart that we can use that will be much more beautiful than what we have right here. So let's go over to this particular path. And once we are here, we click on these three dots here. We go to more, get more visuals. So this shouldn't actually, pause your learning. In case you don't have access to this right now, keep creating. After all, you actually still get it. I'm going to show you how to actually get it. So once we are here, what do? We have to search for a map. So we just go ahead and search for map. So you can actually specify who made the map by. So let's look at this and see if the map I'm looking for is here. Okay, this is the map I'm looking for here. I think it's a paid version, but you can actually use it for free. If you want extra, thing to be used with it, you can actually make payment to them. But for now, we're just going to use the free version. So it says start, add for free, or buy and upgrade later. So we don't need that. Just go ahead and click on add. So in case you don't have the this particular login detail for Power BI service and you want to get it, I will remind you again, just actually leave a comment and ask me for it. I'm going to share the video right on my channel for you to help you get this created. So if you don't want to get stuck right now, all you need to do is to make sure you format this with the right one. Get it right now? So just click on OK right here. So before we go on, the right formatting you can actually use to get this done is just go over to here and choose this. And now you go ahead and use this particular light version here. So this will match what you're actually doing. This goes well. But in my own case, because I already have access to Power BI service and I've gotten a new map here, I'm going to click on this particular one. So this is what we have right here, right now. As you can see, this is it. This is it here. Can you see now? This is what we have. So we don't need too much customization right now. This color matches this particular color. But after all, we can actually decide to change it once we don't feel like. So maybe we want to get this particular color we have used over here. If you look at it right now, this is it. You can step into here and go to more colors. And I copy the color code from here. Then once I've done that, I step back into my map here. This time around, it's time for me to start to format this. So we go to the color area, which is area here. So this is the border part of it. I think you scroll down, you check this particular color for max value. So we choose this one. So we have changed the temperature of the color. So for middle value here, you can change the color. Then for mean value, we might want to go for this. You understand? So it's actually, give you the mean value, right? So here we go. Let's go with this particular color. This is all you need to do right here on this particular kind of map. This is already giving us what we want. So once you hover over it dynamically, it will just highlight that particular spot and send the other part that does not, that we didn't hover right on, on out of focus. So we have this on focus mode. We are in Russia, so we can go to Nigeria, and you see here, just a tiny part of it. So this is how much we've made from this particular country. So we show net revenue, and our net revenue here is okay. But we're going to actually tidy this up with what I call custom tooltip later after all, to show as well the lost revenue in any of the area we clicked on. You get it right now. So the next thing we have to do is to actually create here a title. So I want to make sure I fit this one inside here, like this. So I want the title to fit into here. If I should actually use this now, let's try it and see. So the title I want to have should be net revenue distribution across nationality. Okay, so we have this. I can push it on something like 15. Okay, let's go with 17 here and click on this one to select this. Or still, we can go with this here. So we're going to match this particular color to this one as well. Later after all, you can do it yourself as well. So if we go ahead and use this, you can see this particular little icon we have here is icon to actually click on and get the lenses to actually use extra feature with this. So it's covering it up. So that will actually force me not to get this used. So what I'm going to do right now is to click over here, Control A, Control C to copy, and turn off the title. So once we have done that now, we can create our own title ourselves by clicking on Insert, and we go to Text Box, and we paste in this right inside our text box. So we can stretch it this way and take it up to this particular part here and control where we have this right in. So over here now we can do Control A, and let's go ahead and see what 16 will give to us. So stretch it. So let us click on this one and select this color. Step off it now. You have something like this. So if you look at it right now, we have background on it. It's not bad. I can just do this and stretch this to this particular end here and bring it down. So now we have everything showing up. So we just have to maintain this to make sure it doesn't cover the main thing. Then the next thing we have to do now is to make sure we go over here and turn off the background we have right here. So better right? Can you see it? So you can just click on this particular one and push it up a little bit. So Ctrl C to copy and Ctrl V to paste. So we have to be consistent. If we have used this here, we're going to use it all through in the remaining part of our dashboard. So as you can see over here, we have this particular, booking channel. So revenue lost and revenue end, and the same thing to this one. So quickly, this here, we're going to use a chart, which is this particular, let's go with, I think this chart here, this stacked bar chart here should be okay for us. So I'm going to stretch this particular bar chart over here. So we just go over to our data set here. Then we're going to be looking for the booking channel, which is this one. Once we have it here right now, the first thing we need to get in here is our net revenue, which is this particular net revenue here. So once we have gotten this, we step into the lost one, then revenue lost. I think here, this is lost revenue. So we'll bring this in here. So now we have this here. Can you see it now? So once we've gotten this now, the next thing we have to do is to quickly turn off the unnecessary, part of it. Like the background here should be turned off. So once done now, we can step into it and we turn off the title as well. We already have our title to be used. Then the next thing we have to do is to actually work with the legend. So we scroll down and here we come. The legend is here. We turn off the title for the legend. So we push the legend to the bottom center. So the next thing again is for the x-axis here. We turn off the title and as well the value for the x-axis. Then we go for the y-axis as well. So for the y-axis, the title should be turned off. Then let's go ahead and crank up the value a little bit. So I think this looks okay. But if you look at it right now, some part of the text is cutting off. So we can push it to what? To 50%. Now we have everything showing up. So this is all we need to do. Just take this up a little bit. So once we have this now, we can go ahead and copy and Ctrl+C to Ctrl+V again. Then you paste this one somewhere around here. So let us change the y-axis from this. We go over to our data set here. We choose the payment method, which is this one. So from this particular chart, we change it to this very chart here. So can you see it now? Then we just make sure we get something like this done. This is what we have. So what we have not done is to turn on the data label. So we just have to click on this one and bring this down a little bit. So go to Format. We turn this on. Do the same thing to this particular one. So right now, let's talk about color here. So the very color we're going to use for the revenue here should be this color that matches this one we have used here. So if I click on this now, I will go to my bars. Now we have to select which one we want to change. It's under all. So we go for net revenue. Then for net revenue now, we're going to choose this color. So once done, we choose the lost revenue. We want to match our lost revenue to this particular color right here. So we just go ahead and click on this. So can you see it now? So once done now, we can go over to this particular one. We do the same thing, lost revenue. We match it up with this color. The main net revenue now is this one. We match it up with this particular color. So color matters when it comes to storytelling using, Power BI or any other tools you actually use it at all for analysis. So can you now see what we have right now? So let us look at it. So this is what we now have. So one thing I don't like here is this particular logo here to be showing. So maybe it was because we are using the free version. I don't know how that happens. So I'm going to bring it up a little bit. The next thing I will do now is to go over to insert here and go to shape and pick up this particular shape and bring it down here. So we just make sure we cover up for this particular side and we stretch this one to this particular end here. So we go over here now. We take this, we turn off the border, we go to the fill, we choose white to match our background. So here we have something like this, now looking beautiful. Okay, in case you don't want this one to show up as well, you're going to do the same thing to it. Just go ahead and copy this from here and Ctrl+V to paste it again. Bring it over here and cover it up. So you can now select both of them. What I'm going to do right now is to select this one first. Once done, select this one, select the chart itself, right click and do grouping. So let's see if it works. Okay, it does work. So when you hover over it, you wouldn't see it to actually come back again. This is what you need to do to have something like this here created. You see this right now? Very simple, right?